Quick progress report on the training that I've been doing for the race, the Survivor race. As many of you know, I entered this race 67 days before the race was due to begin, and so far it's another just over 2 weeks until the start of the race, and my progress has been much slower than I had anticipated, because I wasn't anticipating getting injured, but my calf has blown 3 times in the last so many weeks, and every time it blows, I need to take a week off running. I've been doing other training, circuits, swimming to keep myself going, but it's really the running is what I need to do. That's where I was really lacking. So each time I've taken a week off, started running again, then a few days into the running, it's gone again, and that's happened 3 times, right? So with challenges, with obstacles, with pain and discomfort, we look for other ways, and we gain wisdom and get learnings, right? And when we get learnings, gain wisdom, then we can evolve and we can grow, and we can then integrate that knowledge into ourselves and into our lives, and then pass that on to others, right? So we grow and we contribute, and that's what brings fulfillment in life. So I'm going to hopefully be able to contribute to you right now with some of the learnings that I've received from my intense training I've been doing, basically going from nothing, from no running training whatsoever in years and years and years, to suddenly getting fit for a pretty high standard, I don't know, it's international race, right? So I have my calf blew again 2 weeks ago, right? And so through my pain and discomfort, I was looking for other ways. Like, well, why is this happening, right? Always my right calf. And so I went into this running superstore, and they had a treadmill on it with cameras set up, where you run on it in your bare feet or in your socks, and then they have a camera which sees you running, and they slow it down, slow motion, and they show you how you run. And so I said, look, I keep on blowing my right calf, maybe it's how I'm running. So I get onto the machine, I run on it, and yeah, lo and behold, it looks like, well, for sure, it's very obvious looking at the camera footage afterwards, is when I'm running, my left foot lands perfectly, my right foot looks like it's going to land just the same, and at the last moment, millisecond, it just curves inwards like this in front of my left foot. And when I'm running normally, I look down and I don't notice it at all. But when on this machine, it's very obvious it was happening. So this is more than likely the reason why I keep blowing my calf muscle. Maybe it was the reason why I got a stress fracture when I was 18 in my tibia, my right leg. Or maybe the stress fracture gave me the funny run. I don't know. But anyway, so it's something I learned about myself. I've got this thing with my running. I've never had a really decent pair of running shoes my whole life. I always got, basic whatever, and so I said to the guy, he says, you need some a running shoe with support for the pronation. So that's what I got. So I didn't get them from him, but I got these Asics running shoe, and it's the best running shoe I've ever had, and absolutely the most comfortable shoe I've had ever. And so it's got this support which stops that affecting me, that pronation, in whatever way. Yeah, see that support across there? So it's very light as well, fantastic running shoe. That, a bit pricey, but it's what I needed. It's what I needed. Second thing I started doing, I've known about this for years but never did it, is kinesiology taping. So I've got the kinesiology tape, and stretch it out and put this on, and that helps to relax the muscle. So a lot of athletes, physios, osteopaths, etc. swear by this stuff now, and it seems to be working. So those are the 2 main things that I have done to get over this challenge, right? I've learned this about myself, I've gained some wisdom, started using the kinesiology tape, and that seems good as well. But when you start doing a few things, you never know which is the one that's really working. But for sure, my running has come along so much more in that running shoe. Definitely makes a difference, the running shoe you're wearing. Third thing I did was I got a sports massage a couple of days ago. Another thing, every time I was going running, I was getting a headache. Not a serious headache, but I'd start running and pound, I'd get this headache, tension headache up the back of my head. And it would take about 3 or 4 kilometers until my body really warmed up for the headache to go away. So that was quite uncomfortable. And today was the first headache. I'm just back from a run. Today was the first headache first time I didn't have a headache when I went running today after that sports massage. It was deep, really deep tissue, great massage. And so I feel much looser, much better, and looking after my body. And it's needed when you're doing this sort of intense exercise. You need to look after yourself in many ways. So hopefully that can be of some use to you, this video. You know, if you're training for something, you got to look for the edge, you got to look for the advantage, whatever it is. For me, I'm, you know, really looking after my nutrition, getting the running shoes. They're good running shoes now, good training, and good mindset. I tell myself I'm a gazelle with springs on my feet. I run like a gazelle with springs on my feet, drawing in universal energy. I tell myself that as I run. It's my new mantra. It seems to be working. Okay, so anyway, hope you got something from that. It's good speaking to you, and speak to you again soon. Keep tuned in, and let's see how I do in this race coming up in a couple of weeks.